Well, they say better late than never. Finally, the Proteas have done it, and the Rainbow Nation has yet another World Cup champion, this time in the world of cricket. Yes, it was a long overdue. The emotions running through the stands was an evidence to the years of heartbreak, bad luck on big stage. The South African side of the 1990s, led by Wessels and Cronje, had some of the most fascinating cricketers from Callis to Donald and later under Pollock, Smith, de Villiers had Fab that produced genuine legends of the game, yet missing the glory. They have often labelled as the chokers and the timid boys for decades, mostly after the panic-stricken run-out of the infamous 99 semi-finals. The monkey of defeat on the back, the constant reminders of the past, the pain of the events, added with politicization and rift within cricket South Africa, corruption and antagonism and interrogation and name-calling and blame game and witch hunts, virtue signaling, all that ugly part of the woke world further diminished South African cricket. It also impeded their ability to close in during crucial times. You see, psychology, your mental strength matters in sports. For the kids of today who aren't aware much about the South African history, long before South Africa's advent or re-emergence in the world cricket in the early 90s, South Africa was a proud and a cricketing pioneer that played resounding cricket for nearly a century. They produced the greats of the game, the Graham Pollocks, Barry Richards, and few more. They hammered England and Australia on numerous occasions and were part of the big three of the cricketing world through the first half of the 20th century until they were rightly or wrongly banned in 1971 from cricket and Olympics thanks to the street protests in London. I said wrongly because the world doesn't care to abandon Saudi, Iran, or North Korea from global participation, even to this day, despite having harrowing human rights records. Well, money speaks and politics is inexplainable. Well, the mirage has been finally materialized. The cynicism has been banished. The sorrows and struggles have been vanquished. Triumph is here. It's palpable, tangible, and believable. You can touch the maize, you can feel it. I think it will take some time for South African cricketers and the South African country as a whole to sink in, because that it takes time to really believe that you have actually won this title, because after so many heartbreaks. Keeping all the politics aside, how nice and heartwarming to see a white and a black batsman in Aiden Markram and Temba Bavuma lead the chase, and two black fast bowling spirits, Rabada and Ngidi, break the Australian backs. Well and truly, South Africa emerged as the new conqueror of the world cricket. Well, after that advent of South Africa, the new democratic nations in the early 90s, and the release of Nelson Mandela 94, that followed the memorable rugby title in 1995, that actually brought the entire nation closer. It came to be known as the Rainbow Nation from them to the world. And but this win, particularly this win in the biggest, one of the greatest sporting events and the highest level of the game itself. It's not T20 or 50 over World Cup, but it's Test cricket, and at last the mecca of the world cricket, and against a mighty opposition in Australia, and along with thousands of die-hard cricket fans of all colors, ethnicity, racial background, who are celebrating to the late night. They absolutely are jubilant and joyous, and I don't think they will ever forget this the triumph in their lives. And the legends of the game, from Smith to de Villiers in the stands to witness this great moment, and Sean Pollock, who calls the final winning score, winning runs. What better stage for South Africa to relinquish their defeats, their sorrows, their distraughts of the past? Well, this World WTC title must be most consequential sporting moments in South African history. Thank you.